Yeah, Joseph, congratulations on your award and your phenomenal game. Can you describe the feeling of maybe being in that kind of zone that you were in that entire game and the impact you had?
You were breaking up a little bit there, but I think I got the question. It was awesome. It was awesome to see the work we had all put in come together. We very easily could have been on the other side of the victory. So it was awesome to see everything finally click. I watched all week the work we put in, and I'm very glad that we were able to come out with a win.
Ryan, go ahead.
Yeah, Joe. It seems to me like Jacoby's name's getting called more, Moro's name's getting called more. TQ obviously had a big return. What have you liked about what these guys did on Saturday, and how they seem to be growing to help you on the D line?
I mean, it's not just helping me; it's helping everybody. I help them with a lot of plays. They help me, and I really like that we all work together very well. We understand each other. We understand how to talk to each other. Best of all, something will happen in the game or in practice, and I'll have to push them. They'll have to push me, or just reminders, giving each other tips, giving each other reminders, and we work really well. And that's what I like. And they've been stepping up a lot. Moro especially, I think he's been trying to run door the ball a lot because he came to me about 3 weeks ago and he talked to me about that. And you can see it in practice. He's been trying to chase the ball, trying to mimic me, so to speak, and it's shown up in the game. And that one screen we had, I think he was right next to me running, chasing the ball. So things like that are going to come up big for us because that's when those those 0.5% plays are made. And Jacoby Jones, he's a heck of a pass rusher, and he just keeps, even though he sometimes, because of the league we play in, the ball comes out too quick or something happens, but you can see him executing moves with his hands, and that's what you love to see. And TQ is just has great understanding of the line that we're going against and of the pocket, so to speak. So all those guys are great, and even Keandre with holding the pocket and pushing that pocket so the quarterback doesn't have space to step up and gives us edge rushers more time to rush. So everybody in the line is phenomenal, and I love working with those guys.
Chip, go ahead.
Joseph, you mentioned, that they were careful with you in practice about, how they used you. It sounds like Sam's been limited. Cade Brewer's been limited in practice. What does it say about this team that some of the key leaders, can miss parts of practice or be held out of stuff, and you all still come together in a crunch time clutch situation like you did Saturday night?
Two things. When we miss practice, it's not necessarily missing practice because we're still there and we're mentally focused and we're mentally involved with the team, not physically, but we're mentally involved. So they still feel our energy and we're still able to get work in and impact the team in certain ways. And it speaks to our guys that they're bought in and they understand that it doesn't take one guy. Like it's not there's no designated leader or there's no designated hype guy or there's no designated energy giver or bringer. So they understand that it's the next guy up. And if that leader, so to speak, is not there, then the next guy has to step up. And even if that leader is there, the next guy should still be stepping up and contributing. And that showed up in practice. It really did. And I think that impacted us and allowed us to win the game.
John, Harry, go ahead.
Joseph, over the past few games, what's been the mentality of the defense, and what do you think you guys have gotten better at? Because is it like a bend but don't break? Because they still put up like 500 yards on you guys.
Yeah, it's we just keep working, keep pounding away. We at the end of the day, the only stat that matters is the win and loss. So that's what we keep focused on, and we keep pounding away, and we just try to take away the run game, and we think we did a good job with that. And I think there are a lot of things we can clean up, and I have faith that we will because we have great coaches and we have players that are willing to listen. So we're working on that, and we're working on our tackling, and hopefully I can keep getting better every game. And we can keep moving forward. As people have keep saying we're playing great defense. Yeah, we're playing great defense, but I think everybody on that defense also realizes that we can play even better defense, which is what is most exciting for me. That is as good as we've been playing, we can do even better. So I'm really, really excited to see that this coming week.
Nick, you're up.
Yeah, Joseph, I'm just kind of curious, because I know you grew up, you were a big soccer guy, played it for most of your youth. Do you think growing up playing that sport, just in terms of, footwork, agility, quickness, how much do you think that helped you with football? Do you think that translated just in terms of you look a lot quicker out there than the other guys? You seem like your feet move a little bit quicker. I mean, is there something there?
Yes, I would say soccer helped me with just being competitive. I learned from a very young age to be competitive. It was, there are three boys. Well, they used to be when I was growing up. Now we have a little brother, but there were three boys and my sister wouldn't want to play with us. So playing soccer back home, it was just me and my brothers. Apart from playing in the neighborhood, it was me and my brothers. And the way we would split it up was because I was the oldest, it would be me versus them two. So doing that just made me competitive because even though it was only me versus the two, I would want to be competitive. I would want to win. So that made me competitive and it also kept me in great shape. Soccer's a lot of running around and you need speed, you need agility. So yes, in a way it did translate, but over the years I've also put in work with trainers, with coaches and just minding my craft and trying to be the player that I am now. So soccer was a great foundation, I would say, yes.
Chuck, go ahead.
Yeah, I know you've talked about this to Brian and other people in the past, but I was just, from the standpoint of everything you've gone through and endured the last 10 or 11 years since you came here, how has that shaped you? And when you sometimes reflect on that as to, how you got from that point when you first came here to where you are now and what you've done?
It's still surreal, the story, my story of how I actually even got here with my mom winning the visa lottery is amazing and it's crazy. And every time I do know this, every time things get hard or the going gets tough, I think back through my journey and my path. And I think, I've been through a lot and a lot of things have happened. I've met a lot of people that have allowed me to be in this position. So I know my story doesn't end here because I've overcame all this and there has to be a great finale. There has to be a great ending. God has a plan for me basically. And I remember that. I remember all the things I've been through and I think back and I think it can't be coincidence, it can't be a fluke. And I just have to keep going because there's an ending to all this. There's a great ending to all this, so to say.
Danny, go ahead.
Joseph, I'm wondering, you guys have played in a lot of close games and essentially pretty much every snap has mattered in conference play. Is there something to be gained from, that experience and playing in all these games?
Definitely, and I think it's a bond. I would say it's a bond with your teammates because you can say what you want about our team, but I'll tell you, our guys don't stop fighting every play. And sometimes it comes down to the last play of the game. And I love it. And I love our guys for that. And I wouldn't trade. I tell everybody this every time. I would not trade anybody on the team for anyone else because at the end of the day, when the going gets tough, I can trust that our guys will keep fighting. And that's the experience we've gotten. We've gotten a sense of trust. We've gotten a sense of love. We've gotten a sense of understanding. And we know we can go to battle with each other with full confidence and understand that no one's going to give up. No one's going to hang their heads, no matter the score. I think with Texas Tech, it looked like we were all done, but everybody kept their head down and kept fighting. And I'll take that over anything any day.
Anwar, go ahead.
Hey, Joseph, just kind of curious, how much, two questions, how much pain are you playing through, right now? And, the second part, can you just maybe walk me through that final sack on Spencer, just what you were able to do on the edge, and then that feeling of you guys running down there and that celebration that you guys had afterward?
Yeah, pain. I don't really like to talk about pain because I feel like it's all mental. There's there's a lot going on saying that your body can go through a lot more than what you think it can. It just depends on you telling yourself to keep going. So I understand that pain is there. I do, but I always try to get myself to push through it. So it's not as much as so I can't really tell you how much I'm playing through, but I do know that the training staff here is phenomenal, and they are doing all they can. And I respect them so much. I respect all of them. The rehab I was able to do on my shoulder to get me close to functional for the game. That was great, and I'm very thankful for them. And the last play, it was just I noticed the tight end was on the edge, and I knew that if I can get at a certain angle, I could beat that tight end across, and the tackle wouldn't have a chance to get there because of the tight end there. There was so much space. So after getting through there, I managed to get a great get off, which throughout the game I wasn't able to get good get off, but that play I was able to get a great get off, and I ripped through. And I remember just chasing him down, and I'm thinking, okay, I could probably catch him in 2 or 3 more steps. He's a fast guy, but I know I can catch him because he's not able to run full speed. He's holding the ball, so I know I can catch him. But if he does get that ball out before I get to him for some reason and somebody catches it, I know I'm going to be sick, so I got to dive. So I dove. And when he got down, I just remember everybody going crazy, and I was like, "That's it, that's the game." And I was excited and I was happy, most of all because we've been in that situation before. We were in an overtime game before, and I wasn't able to come up big for my team. I wasn't able to produce and help the team win. And I was just happy that this game it was different, that I was able to do something. And then I just remember celebrating with the guys, and I heard Juwan say, "Go slide in the end zone," and that was it from then. We went and had a party in the end zone. So that was it.
Got time for the two last ones. Go ahead, Chip.
Joseph, can you talk about the team's run defense, and why it's playing as well as it did on Saturday? What improvement are you seeing?
We have to give credit to Coach Ash on that because I think 2 weeks ago, after the Oklahoma game, yes, he told us that we were going to have to go out early before practice and do like a stand through run fit. And that has paid off a ton, as you can see, doing Baylor and now during OSU. So I have to give credit to that, and I have to give credit to the guys to buying into that because it's hard. It's hard to, you have classes, you have meetings. It's hard to say, okay, we're going to cut meetings a little bit short and then go out there and stand out there and actually be out there. It's mentally, it takes a toll on you because you're out there for so long, or it feels like you're out there for so long, even though you're not doing nearly as much as physical activity as it looks like. But the guys were committed to it. There was a little bit of complaining at the beginning, but we're all young guys. We're all young and stupid. We don't understand that it's going to help us. But after seeing it work Baylor, after seeing it work OSU, there's no complaining at all. We all understand what we need to do, and props to Coach Ash for implementing that because it's really helped us.
And now go ahead, Kurt.
Yeah, Joseph, now that everybody in the league's got at least one loss, what do you feel like y'all are capable of? And does it give you even more drive in that maybe y'all think people have written y'all off too soon?
We've always had that drive, I would say, from the beginning of the season, with everything we've been through with Corona, with all the things that have been going on around the campus. We've always had that drive, and now I guess you can say we're even more focused because we know we can do it. We've done it the past couple 2 games. The past last 2 games we've done it, so we know we can keep doing it and at a high level and a much higher level and keep moving forward and keep seeing an upwards trend. So that's it for us. We just have to keep chugging along, and take it one game at a time. 1-0. The 1-0 mentality is coming back to play. And by the end of the season, we want to have ourselves in a position to play in that big game, in that Big 12 game. And I think if we could just keep taking it one game at a time, we will be doing just fine.
And if you raised your own standard, people are going to expect this out of you every week now.
I kept thinking about that, and I thought about it in overtime. People were saying, "Come on, Joe, we need you," and it sounded like pressure. But I remembered myself I went back to the OU game, and I told myself, it is pressure, but we want it. It's pressure we want because we train and we work hard for this. So the standards are always going up. Even the standards went up after the UTEP game. The standards went up after the Tech game. The standards went up after the TCU game. It goes up every week, and the stats might not show it, but it goes up. And I am not worried about it if the stats don't show it, because I will do whatever I have to do for this team to win. And I know that's what the defense will do too. Every single guy on that team will do whatever they have to do for the defense to win. So the standards have to go up, in a way. They have to go up. We can't keep being complacent. They have to go up for each and everybody on that defense if we want to win what we say we want to win. So